I'm 5-3.
Well, incredibly high.
That's a hilarious way to start our show because out of context, that sounds so funny.
Boys, well, yes. What is going on? We are live. Yeah, if you guys popped on or are just listening to the recap, because obviously when we go live, it uploads the start. Yeah, I was referring to the rankings, not all of us just being fucking hot
That's so high.
but I mean, I think all three of us boys can handle our fair share of weed. So.
Michiganders, you know what I mean?
Nick, my man, what is going on? Did you have a good Memorial weekend, weekday?
I did. I got sunburned. I don't know if
Oh my goodness, you did.
it's got roasted, toasted over here, and I gave myself a self-induced headache for today's show because I went to the Tigers game earlier today.
You got to
Proceeded to
see
drink.
Clemens' son pitch, right? Was that his first game or
No, today, and not pitch, but hit.
hit? Hit. Okay, well, I don't know. I just assumed he was a pitcher.
For sure. Roger Clemens' son. You definitely see that. He was not in the game that I went to, which kind of stunk.
No.
But my buddy caught a Miguel Cabrera foul ball, so that was super cool.
That is very cool.
It was super cool. We had a great time, drank a lot of beers, Ubered home, and now I'm starting to feel it. now that the headache's coming on, so. Let's get through the show as best as we can.
Absolutely. Julius, my man, how was the old Texas Memorial Day week for you?
It was pretty good. You know, I just hung out with the family, you know, just did family things. Just it's a time off for me. As being a veteran, it has kind of a different significance to me. And on that day, it's not as celebrational as like the rest of the country might be. You know, I'm more really remembering, you know, fallen comrades. So it's always a very good time though to be with family and just be positive. And you know, we went to the zoo, barbecue, did all the American things, and it was a great weekend.
Love it. Yeah.
Thanks
I was up north and I was golfing, and every day I went golfing, it was just when we went golf, the weather was terrible, and then sun comes out later on the day, and it was just great. So it was like, I guess, kind of okay. But one thing I will say real quick before we jump into the back half of the schedule, in case you guys are wondering what we're going to be talking about this episode, have you guys heard of the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once? It just came out. It's insane. It's like the Matrix / the multiverse. It's a wild movie. But it was directed by the Russo brothers, and Data from the Goonies is one of the lead roles. So I'm sure it'll hit Netflix or some streaming service.
I was gonna say this isn't even streaming yet, huh?
It was just it was like a movie that like came to the movie theaters without a lot of advertisement. But it got a lot of great reviews. A lot of people either said they like loved it or just like, wasn't the best. So I thought it was hilarious. And you guys are young guys too. And I think you guys would find it hilarious too because it's funny. And Jamie Lee Curtis, she plays the role of this grumpy ass IRS agent. And she is just so freaking hilarious. It's perfect. Her role is perfect.
Speaking of new shows, has anyone watched the new Kenobi or the new Harry Potter that dropped? Either of those two? Either of you?
I have not watched neither.
You know, I haven't, but I heard the Harry Potter did not get Fantastic Beasts didn't get good reviews.
It was not great.
Man, I've talked to probably like 7 to 10 people about that, and not one has said like, yeah, it's all right, it's not bad. It's like, yeah. I wouldn't waste your money.
Yeah, I mean, it's free on HBO Max now. There was a couple cool scenes, especially like watching it on TV. It was real cool, like colorful and nice. But like the movie overall, the plot, it was just a bad movie. It was a bad series in general. The main character kept switching. Like the main villain was Colin Farrell, and then Johnny Depp, and then whoever this Jude Law, who is the new bad guy. But it's the same person the whole time. It's just 3 different guys every time. Like, it just is like terrible. You would have thought they would have done something about it. Kenobi was cool. I recommend that if you're into Star Wars. Very cool to see a lot of the old people and new people together on the same screen. So I like that.
All right, Star Wars people, check out Kenobi. But let's dive into the second half of the schedule. But Nick, you're gonna have to give me a little briefer. Did we end on week 8 with the Cowboys, or was it with the Dolphins?
Nope.
Week
Even
7.
one more week, whatever against.
Okay, so we got through full first 8 weeks. All right, I like it.
Well, 9 weeks with the
9 weeks. 9 weeks. Okay, so we are started off week 10 at Soldier Field against the lame Bears, who are likely going to suck, as we all predicted.
Let's give everyone a recap of where we all are, like in our standings. You know what I mean? Like let's recap the world.
Rail it off for us, Nick. You got it down.
All right, Julius. We'll start with Julius because his is the most realistic and likely, in my opinion. Detroit starts out on a 6-game winning streak to go 6-0. Loses to Miami by 1, and then goes and beats Green Bay 7-1. Detroit is just holding. They haven't allowed an opponent to score past 20 points yet in Julius's mind. 19 at the most. Or no, well, I guess 20 to 19. So one team got 20 points, Miami. Adam, maybe not as likely, but pretty close. 6-2, starting out 2-0. A loss to Minnesota, a win, a loss to New England, and then 3 straight wins, including one against Green Bay, Dallas, Miami. 6-2 for Adam. I myself have us 5-3 with losses to Washington, New England, and Dallas. I as well had us beating Green Bay at home in Ford Field. That's how we get to week 10 at Soldier Field. Take it away, Adam.
Ooh, love the recap there, Nick. But, boys, hate to do this to you, but I think I'm going to have to make a minor tweak. I realized it at the end of the show 2 weeks ago. I was like, you know what? Nick got to me. He flustered me. He tried to bring out my Lions side, and I did it. Gave the Lions extra win on my paper. I had the Eagles beating them. Julius and Nick, you guys talked me into it. You got me riled up. I drank the Kool-Aid. I believed in it week 1. But my gut 2 weeks later just still says that my boy Jalen Hurts is going to come out and throttle the Lions. So I believe that will bump me down to 5-3 or 6-3.
5-3.
All right. A little more realistic, though. So I'm proud of myself for that one. So if I'm wrong, hey, it's good being wrong. But back to week 10, Soldier Field. Man, Justin Fields, for those fantasy footballers out there, I just bought the UDK from the fantasy footballers, not a little promo for them, but they had Justin Fields as one of their bust candidates. So these guys are fantasy experts. They know their stuff. And even though it's fantasy football, if he's a bust in fantasy football, he's probably going to be a bust in real life too. Because there are instances where you can be a bad real-life quarterback and a good fantasy quarterback, but it's hard to be vice versa. So, boys, is this the year where we, Julius, I know you're licking your chops that we're waiting to take our victory laps on Justin Fields being a major bust, and we didn't really see a whole lot last year. He had that one awesome run against the 49ers that Bears fans love to bring up.
He had a couple good throws, too. He's got an arm on him.
All right. He didn't, yeah. So, Julius, give me some thoughts on the Bears. We stomp them.
We do stomp them. Actually, let me tell you something about the Chicago Bears. The state of the Chicago Bears right now is completely opposite than the state of the Detroit Lions. They have a first-year head coach and general manager who already made some questionable decisions. It's almost reminiscent of Bob Quinn, Matt Patricia year 1, but I'm not going to go that far. We had Matthew Stafford. They got Justin Fields, who I think is very talented, but he's going to end up being another Mitch Trubisky because they don't have the ammo to help him develop. I don't know if he's good enough to carry a bad roster, and that's what I think the Bears are right now. The Lions will go and beat the Bears in this game. Did they play the Bears previously already in the schedule?
No.
No.
This is the first game.
Wow, first game comes in week 10.
So injuries are always going to play a profit, but we're acting like both teams are healthy. I could see this being a close game with Chicago because they still have some things going on defense that can maybe sometimes confuse Jared Goff at quarterback. So I'm gonna say the Lions win this one, 21-20.
21-20. I like it. Nick, what are some of your thoughts? You're a little more. Actually, no, you hate the Bears just like us. But so give me a prediction. You think not Trubisky, Justin Fields struggles?
So ADP for Justin Fields right now is 17 in a 1 quarterback redraft league. I do have them. I just am dropping my fantasy football inaugural rankings right now, actually. Quarterbacks, running backs have already dropped. Receivers, tight ends still to come. Quarterbacks, I have them ranked 24th. So, I mean, technically, yeah, I would have them busted. I just don't believe in, I'm sorry, Darnell Mooney, who's pretty okay. Byron Pringle. Who else is their wide receiver?
Hey, man, you can't forget the stud they paid up for, Velus Jones Jr.
I do like Velus Jones Jr., but
I don't say.
So
funny
I
stat.
have no faith in their.
He's older. Velus Jones Jr. is older than Quintez Cephas. I'm pretty sure he's older than almost every wide receiver on the Lions roster.
Means maybe he actually can have a good rookie year. Being older, I think, helps.
I know.
Rookie,
it's
obviously your career is going to be very shortened in that sense. Ultimately, though, Cole Kmet's not carrying the Bears. David Montgomery is injury prone. Tariq Cohen is already out for the year. Khalil Herbert is their backup running back. I just don't believe in the supporting cast of Justin Fields, and I also don't believe in Justin Fields' legs enough for him to be relevant in fantasy football and even be a competent winning quarterback. So no, I don't believe in Justin Fields. We all know that. Let's listen to a few facts I have about the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. The Chicago Bears lead the series 104-75-5. Chicago has won 7 of the last 8 games. The only Lions win being Stafford's last win as a Lion. 6 out of the last 7 games have been decided by a touchdown or less. Lions are 2-4 versus Chicago in Chicago in the last 6 games. Lions have only scored 14 points in both games versus Chicago last year, which has to turn it around. We have to be able to score more than 14 against Chicago if we want to win. Jared Goff is 2-3 against Chicago. Chicago did lose Khalil Mack, which is going to be a huge difference maker in this game. Dan Campbell 0-2. Fans voted when we let the fans vote. 90% win for the Lions. And this is it, boys. This is the back half of the schedule. It probably won't go 7-1 like Julius is predicting. But even if we're 3-5, 2-6, 4-4, anything like that, this back half, this is when the wins need to start rallying. We're going to have a tough game against Buffalo coming up. I might remember you next week. But other than that, we have a win type schedule. You cannot lose this game. In Soldier Field, I'm going to give this one to Chicago. Just the Detroit loss. It's tough, but that's what I'm going to go 23-14 because the Lions can't score more than 14 against the Bears.
I have to disagree, Nick. The Bears, I don't know. I don't like the stat that they've won 7 out of the last 8. They do have, new head coach, new everything. It's gonna be interesting. But for me,
do they have Akeem Hicks still? Who's on their defense other than Jalen Johnson?
I'm pretty sure it's just Julius. You're shaking your head. Is Akeem Hicks on the team still? You're a Bears expert.
I don't think he is. I know he was a free agent.
Where's Juan when you need him?
Yeah,
he
right.
might still be a free agent. I'm not even sure.
I think that sounds right. But I know they don't have Khalil Mack. So
no.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers Inc. veteran Akeem Hicks to a 1-year deal as of 6 hours ago.
Wow.
There you go.
All right.
But they have the linebacker. He's pretty good.
The Georgia dude, the fast guy.
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith. See, his name isn't notable yet, but it's there.
He is actually. He's okay. He's no Khalil Mack though.
He's above average at what he does. And then, they got the. I don't even think they have. They still have Eddie Jackson. They have Jalen Johnson. So they have some things, but it's not going to be like 2 years ago when they thought they were going to Super Bowl, Mitch Trubisky and the best defense in the NFL.
And what I'm ready to see? Jameson Williams, torch him, because by week 10, I'm pretty sure he should be into swing of things, good to go, bearing any, crazy setback or anything like that. But boys, I think we stomped the Bears. I think we just smack them right up on the face. First time we face them in Soldier Field. I think it's going to mean more to the Lions than it is the Bears. I think the Bears season will already be shot down the drain. I think the Lions will have something to play for and know that this is a game we kind of got to win. If we don't, then we're going to have to, beat the Bills or, beat the Packers again or something like that. So if we get one of these wins, we don't have to worry about some of the real tough ones. So we got Buffalo the next week, and I really think the Lions are going to double down on this Bears game and kind of just –
2 weeks, by the way. 2 weeks for Buffalo.
2 weeks, okay. I think, similar thing. I think, we're going to go ham for Chicago because it's Chicago, and the Lions, we'll say we do have the Giants next week, so interesting.
And the Bears the new head coach is Matt Eberflus, defensive coordinator from the Colts, who did have a very good defense, So, you know what I mean? Just remember that. Not saying that you shouldn't pick the Lions, but just refresh.
Oh, no, man. The Lions, I'm going 24-10. I think Justin Fields just has a panic attack, and Aiden Hutchinson gets to him twice. Penei Sewell just has a field day of pancakes, and the Lions' offensive line establishes themselves as a top 3 offensive line. And speaking of top 3, PFF writer, I believe Mike Renner, I'm not 100% sure, gave us the Lions a grade of 3 for our offensive line. So finally getting some good respect. And honestly, 3, it's reasonable. We could absolutely be 3, 1, 5.
Let's put that in context. Yeah, like 3rd in the NFL, like 3rd best in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not like graded us a 3 out of 10 or anything like that.
Good point. Yeah. So the Lions' 3rd best offensive line graded by Mike Renner, PFF writer. So always good to see that. But boys, week 11, another road game in New York. Are we gonna see a Kenny G revenge game? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Kenny Galladay just goes off for 170 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Lions just, that would be,
unless Matthew Stafford gets traded to the Giants halfway through the season. I don't foresee that happening.
That's very true. I mean, they do have I'm drawing a blank. The guy who helped out Josh Allen, coming from Buffalo.
Oh, Brian Dabble.
Dabble, yeah. Who, I mean, we all had our doubts on Josh Allen, Mr. Wyoming quarterback with a big arm, and you could say the same thing about Daniel Jones. He's got that raw talent where we've seen flashes, it's just not all there. So I know Nick, you're kind of.
I don't know if comparing Daniel Jones.
Yes, I'm not comparing them.
Where this podcast needs to go.
I
this
think
beautiful
is Brian Dabble could get more out of Daniel Jones than anyone else could have, and that could bring Daniel Jones to a Jared Goff level, which
definitely way more than what Joe Judge could have got out of him, or who was before. I can't remember. Jason Garrett or whoever. Dude, what were we doing there? Giants.
But Julius, you want to take us away on this one? At New York, Kenny Galladay revenge game. You think he does anything, or you think the boys lock him up?
See, this is where things get interesting in the schedule for me, because New York could be a trap team for the Lions. I'm not saying the Giants are going to be good next year, but I do think they're going to be better with the draft they had.
Also, real quick, Julius, we're facing Kayvon Thibodeau, and I can't imagine not thinking these mother. They sent 11-10 guys to my draft. They said they were going to take me, and
it could be a Kenny G and a Thibodeau revenge game on the Lions, and I'm actually going to predict that because I think the Lions are susceptible to these type of teams. Just looking at the schedule right now, I'm going to say that the Giants win this one on a strong game behind Saquon Barkley and that offensive line, which I think is going to be much improved in New York. 27-26 Giants.
Ooh. I like it, Julius. Not really. I hate it. I don't know. As much as I love the Lions, I just think we could. Giants aren't good, I just feel like we could easily. On paper, these should be 2 easy wins and then a tough one against Buffalo. and it all makes sense. But is it going to happen? So, and honestly, if it gets down to it and the Lions are 4th and 1 on the 5-yard line or the 1-yard line or something like that, are you guys trying to go for the kill shot on the Giants, or would you rather try to play for overtime knowing that you're probably the better team? And if you just weather the storm, you can take this? Or Nick?
Depends on our kicker. It depends on Riley Patterson. If he's
all right, let's go chip shot field goal
to tie it up, or just 4th and 1.
To tie it up.
Dan Campbell's. First off, it definitely depends on our record. If we're like we're Julius, we're 8-2. Like yeah, we're just going for that kill shot, right? For sure. If we're 4-5, 3-6, maybe we should play for overtime. But Dan Campbell has shown us time and time again that is not what he is going to do, and I do not want him to change who he is. So I'm in full go for him. I don't even want to remember who Jack Fox is. No punts this year. No fucking field goals. Just we're going for it every play, touchdown or back to the bench every time.
That's one thing. If Dan Campbell loses like 3 games, 4 games, has a horrible start, I just want him to keep sticking to his guns. Just like don't change it up and play conservative. Just keep, stick to aggressiveness because it's worked kind of so far. So, Nick, did we get a recap on the Giants for you?
No. All right, we ready? Also, did you give your score? I don't think you gave yours.
No.
Okay, Giants, real quick. For the whole time I've been doing what team has led the series, the Detroit Lions have yet to be leading the series against any opponent until the Giants. Detroit leads the series against the New York Giants 24-21-1. Detroit has won 3 of the last 4 games against the Giants. We've played the Giants 6 times in the last decade. This is the Kayvon Thibodeau versus Aiden Hutchinson game. Jared Goff 2-0 versus the Giants. Dan Campbell 0-1. Fan vote 94%. Okay, that lists all that. This is an absolute must-win for the Lions if we're in a mediocrity at this stage. This loss will define our season. This win could define our season. Right now, myself, I have us 5-4 coming off of a big loss against Chicago in Chicago. We go from Chicago to New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, to play the Giants in this big. It will be the Kayvon Thibodeau versus Aiden Hutchinson game. Like it will be those two. They will be every graphic. They will be how many tackle for losses, how many, and if either of them gets one big play, like a big pass deflection, interception, sack, anything, it will just be overplayed. I do not want to lose that battle. I do not want to come away from that game saying, why don't we go back and listen to those podcasts and see how much I was pushing for Kayvon Thibodeau. I want to be like, oh my gosh, I hope nobody listens to those podcasts. Like that was a terrible take. Please let it be that because we need Aiden Hutchinson to be great there. I am going to have Detroit win this game with a 28-25 victory.
I like it. And to follow you up, Nick, I'm going to go 27-20 Lions victory.
All right. 8-2, 7-3, 6-4.
Love it. Now we got a tough one. Thanksgiving Day. We're playing the Buffalo Bills, the only primetime game for the Lions. So, yes, we do have a primetime game.
Yeah.
We get one every year. That's how awesome the Detroit Lions are. We get a primetime game locked in every single year. Can't change it ever. Only like one other team that can do it, and it's the Cowboys, America's team. So what does that say about the Lions?
Canada's team.
So despite the snubs of not playing Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday night, we have our Thursday, 12:30 before 1 p.m., the non-overseas pre-1 p.m. game. Who doesn't love it? Everyone, Thanksgiving Day. It's honestly one of the most iconic games in the NFL. Everyone knows the Lions play on Thanksgiving Day. If you like it or not, you're watching them. So get ready, America. You're going to watch the Lions play a good game against the Bills. Do I think we're going to beat them? No. But I think we're going to hang the first half like we did against the Packers last year. And then all of a sudden, the better team, the better quarterback, the better coach will just come out on top. I think the Lions will just hang enough, but Josh Allen will likely be Josh Allen and do something spectacular and just either get to a 9-point lead with, 4 or 5 minutes left, or some sort of 2-score lead with limited time where the Lions can, they could get a field goal, they could get a touchdown, but when in reality, it's not doing much. So, Julius, you've been the highest out of all of us on the Lions. What are you thinking on this Bills game, Thanksgiving Day? Give me some of your thoughts.
It's national television, like you guys alluded to. Prime time, our only game of the season. Guess what? The Lions Thanksgiving game will never go away. They always play on Thanksgiving, and it'll be one of the most watched games, if not the most watched games besides the Super Bowl and the conference championship of the season by viewership around the world. So the rest of the NFL can just eat bricks. But anyhow,
is that fake news? Are we fact checking that?
anyhow, we got the Bills on Thanksgiving, and I'm pretty optimistic about this. The Lions always come out with a little energy on Thanksgiving, a little pep in their step. Right now, as you guys know, everybody knows I'm preseason schedule prediction is pretty optimistic on my end.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I just
I got them coming off a rough loss in New York, and they got a little chip on their shoulder, and I expect Dan Campbell to be a great off the loss coach this next upcoming season. I think that's one of his uncanny abilities as a coach is to recover depleted and demoralized loss and bring the energy back the next week. So I believe that's going to happen, and I believe we're going to shock the Bills. We're going to shock the Buffalo Bills, and everybody. All of a sudden, we're going to be on SportsCenter. We're going to be on ESPN. Are the Lions for real? Are the Lions fans going to be done suffering this year? Is it the same old Lions? Yes, it is. Nobody believes. Everybody probably think we're going on a 6-game losing streak after this and bomb the playoffs. So. But I believe they rise to this occasion on Thanksgiving, makes my turkey and my stuffing a lot better. They beat the Bills on a game-winning field goal by Riley Patterson from 55 out, 32-29.
Love it. I love it, Julius, because no one circles the wagon like the Detroit Lions, baby. Yeah, you got me thinking, Julius. I'm going to spin my ending of the Detroit Lions game a little bit into, I think it's going to come down to Josh Allen's just going to have the ball in his hands last, and the Bills are going to get a field goal, touchdown, something in which where the Lions we're not going to be able to stop Josh Allen, the boys. It's going to be tough. Julius, your son got a little Lions prediction for Thanksgiving Day.
What's going to happen, buddy?
They're going to win.
There it is, baby. Lions taking the dub Thanksgiving Day. Love it.
Why we got a PlayStation shirt on, bro? We didn't get him the Xbox shirt. You know what I mean?
Julie, Nick, you an Xbox guy?
I am an Xbox guy. I haven't played a PlayStation since Driver and
I like to hear what
Special
I like.
Guest.
But back to the Lions Bills game, and Julius, like you said, everyone's gonna be watching this game, so this could be a moment where the Lions say, hey, you messed up, media. You could have been making buku bucks because the Lions fan base is one of a kind and would give you the most outrageous ratings if you put them on prime time. But you didn't believe in us, so enjoy your one little game. So I think the ratings will be through the roof. I think this will be the first game where people will say, wow, is this Detroit Lions? Can they win a playoff game? Are they going? Is this the year? And it's going to be similar to what the Bengals had last year, where people knew they were good, but they didn't know to full extent. Not saying the Lions are going to make a Super Bowl run, but I think there's going to be some similarities in which we're just going to be lurking in the shadows with a decent record. Come playoff time, boom, we're going to get that first win. But that's way ahead of myself. Nick, what are we doing on Thanksgiving Day?
We are going to have a lot of fun because I'm going to be a couple beers deep by the time this game starts at 12:30, eating a lot of turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing. my face with stuffing. I got a few stats here. Buffalo leads the series against Detroit 6-4-1. Buffalo has won the last 3 meetings by a combined 6 points. Lions are 37, 43, and 2 on Thanksgiving. Bills are 4-4 on Thanksgiving. Their last win coming in 1975. Little fact. Lions have lost their last 5 Thanksgiving Day games. Lions are 4-14 since 2004 on Thanksgiving. Jared Goff is 0-1 against Buffalo. Dan Campbell is 0-1 against Buffalo. Fan vote 89% Buffalo. I'm also going to follow suit with Buffalo. But I do think we're going to be in it in this game. I think this is going to be a closer game than Vegas thinks. I bet we beat the spread. But ultimately, there's no way I'm going to pick the Lions to beat Buffalo. They're my Super Bowl champions this year. So I'm gonna go with a solid 35-30 game Buffalo wins.
I like it. I will say, I believe the Bills lost last year to the Jaguars.
The Jaguars. They lost to the Jaguars. They got blown out by the Colts. They got beat by the Steelers. Right. They got beat pretty good by the Patriots. They're not immoral, but they are good. They are good.
They did just lose their stud defensive coordinator in Brian Daboll. So
this is true as well.
Who knows? The small variables can make big differences. But moving on. Actually, I don't think I gave my prediction that you're doing. All right. I think it's going to be a...
You really beat around the bush all.
I did, you know, but here it is. Okay. 28-24. Josh Allen's just going to work down the field. It's going to be, I just got a gut feeling. Lions fans, it's going to be a 4th and 5 on the 50-yard line. Dan Campbell's going to have a gut decision, and he's going to look at Jack Fox and say, "You going to put this on the 1-yard line?" And Jack Fox is going to do it. Put it on the 1-yard line. But unfortunately, Josh Allen is going to prove that he's the best quarterback, the best player in the NFL, making a charge at an MVP run that I believe he will be doing. I think he's going to go 99 yards to get not just a field goal, but the game-winning touchdown, the only score he could get to take down the Lions. And it's going to be one of those tough losses, but hey, we hung with some contenders here. I'll take that from this game. So for me, 28-24, Bills come away with one. The good news is I am a partial Bills fan. Grandma's a huge Bills fan, grew up Bills fan, so I know she'll be happy either way, unless a tie happens, which would gotta be ironic.
You think have grandmas ever jumped through the table with the Bills Mafia?
No, I don't think so. But hey, if the Bills win the Super Bowl, that will definitely reign. 91 years old, but we'll make it happen.
Grandma just people elbowing through the table. Bills Mafia forever. I will see that.
She does have a badass vintage Bills jacket too that she always wears. So she is a diehard. She's been there since day one. So week 13, a lot easier opponent. The Jaguars. Going to be interesting. You got Trevor Lawrence going into his 2nd year. Pretty much a clean sweep of all the coaches. New head coach there. I'm drawing blank on who their head coach is. But, okay, yes. But regardless, do we see Trevor Lawrence take this, leap of excellence in which people were saying, "Oh, he's the new Andrew Luck. He's the new Peyton Manning. This guy's the Messiah. This, that." So, Nick, are we going to see a real deal Trevor Lawrence in which by the time we get to week 13 that this game's looking a lot harder than it was week 1?
I don't know if we're going to see that. I just don't really believe in him. I don't know what it is about it, but I don't have the utmost confidence in Trevor Lawrence. We talked about Justin Fields being,
and not to mention it's the Jaguars too. Like
it is, so like you just it's hard to like kind of believe in him. When we talked about Justin Fields, I had him ranked 24th. I got Trevor Lawrence ranked 28th in fantasy. So what does that indicate? They went and added Zay Jones and Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram. All 3 of those guys, I have no faith in, no trust. So good luck, I guess.
Yeah, that's hilarious. We literally drafted a player better than all 3 of those guys. That will honestly probably give maybe not more production to Christian Kirk just because he got paid so much. He'll get unlimited targets. But Zay Jones and Evan Ingram, I wouldn't be shocked at all if J-Mo has a better season than them combined.
Well, it depends on how many games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
if health goes the right way.
that we haven't really gotten into yet, and throughout the next 2 or 3 months, we're gonna be harping on it. Where's he at? Where's he at? How's he doing? How's he doing? But Jacksonville trap game too, so be careful with this. Let's run down a few stats here for Jacksonville. I got like 4. Detroit leads the series 4-3. Detroit's won the last 3 games. This is the battle of Trayvon Walker and Aiden Hutchinson. Yet another duel I do not want to come out on the losing side of. I do need Aiden to be healthy all season and to be playing in these duels later on in the season. Jared Goff 1-0 against Jacksonville. Fan vote 97% win. Detroit. I'm following suit. I will not say this is a trap game, even though on a regular prediction, I probably would say we lose this game. So it's kind of like a Detroit game to lose. We will have ample amount of time to get ready for them, having a Thursday game the week before. That's a 10-day solid get-ready time for you to get ready for Jacksonville and Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. I'm not too worried about it. We need to stop James Robinson and Travis Etienne if we're going to be able to win this game.
You think James Robinson's going to be playing?
Why wouldn't he be?
He tore his Achilles.
Oh, I didn't see that. When did he play? When did that happen?
You were what? Oh man, yeah, like week 8, like the last week of the season, he tore his Achilles.
Oh, actually, I do remember that.
I'm sure you do, yeah. But
now that you say that, I forgot all about that, though.
Yeah, so
well, then maybe not him, but still Travis Etienne. He's a good.
Who knows, honestly, because we saw what Cam Akers did, and
that's true too. I would hope. Well, maybe he's back by this week. Either way, we got to stop the run in all these games, especially against Jacksonville. We're gonna win this game 25-16 Detroit.
I like it. We also didn't mention this. DJ Chark revenge game coming in.
Oh.
He did spend some time with Jacksonville, so maybe he has a few secrets and tricks. Granted, he's been with lots of different regimes, quarterbacks, offenses, etc. through his first 4 years, but he did play with Trevor Lawrence for a couple games, was with some of the other players, Bevel, etc. So maybe he does have a few secrets and whatnot. But DJ Chark, I'd love to see him have a big game. But personally, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to go 17-6. I just think that the Lions will have the Jaguars in check all game, and I just don't think that Trevor Lawrence, I don't think this is his year yet, but I do think we will see some improvement in which people will believe, okay, he's got something here. Let's just give him a great head coach, good weapons, and he'll put it together. So, Julius, what do you got here? We going for the clean sweep victory?
We are going for the clean sweep victory because I believe the Lions are going to blow out the Jaguars in this game. Primarily, our passing game, I believe Jared Goff will have a very good game against the Jaguars defense. And I believe that our defensive line will have a very good game against the Jaguars offensive line to propel us. I'm going to say Lions 28, Jaguars 21. DJ Chark. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if he just went off for 200 yards on his former team? I could definitely see something like that happening. This late in the season, the Lions need wins against bad teams. That would make them a good team. So I got the Lions winning.
Even playing this week, though, you know what I mean? Like Shark's injury history.
It's true.
Well, it'd be tough.
It will indeed, but yeah, it's the Jag. I don't think the Lions will have a too tough time. We are home too, so it should be an easy one for us. But week 14, to recap, a 3-game homestand. The Lions are taking on the Vikings for our last time facing the Vikings in the season. Boys, you think this Vikings team, I think we're going to be at very similar spots in which this will be a make it or break it game for both teams. So hopefully the Lions can keep the run game in check because it seems to be that Dalvin Cook has gouged us every single time he plays. I know he's been injured a couple times and Alexander Madison has stepped up. But all in all, if we can just keep, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook in check, I think we could easily win this game. But it's a big ask because those are 3 very good players. Justin Jefferson, especially a rising star. He is. But if we have Jeff Okudah and the secondary healthy, I have no doubts that we can hold our own. So For me, I am gonna go. I have us down for a victory here. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a little high scored game. 30. No, not 30. I'm gonna go 24-20 Lions. So I'll start off with Dub. Julius, what are you thinking? You thinking we continue this victory train and cap off our homestand with a dub or not?
This is the Minnesota Vikings, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
It's in Minnesota, correct?
No, we're your home.
Homestand. Okay, so I'm gonna just get straight to it. The Lions are gonna hit a rough. I believe they might hit a rough spot late in the season. They're gonna lose to the Vikings, 21-19, and the Vikings are still dangerous in my mind in a lot of ways because they have continuity with Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook. They have familiarity where the Lions are still kind of gelling. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings are decent next year, or at least they're trappable and they're mediocre. And I believe the Lions are going to lose that game at home, 21-19.
Yeah.
5 months beforehand.
I think it will be a tough one. Nick, what are you feeling? We got to win the loss for me and Julius.
So the fans voted win by 68%, just to throw what they did. This is going to be an interesting game. You're the only one that had the Lions losing at Minnesota in week 3. Julius and I both had a win. Coming back to Ford Field now, I don't believe in Minnesota this year. And even with that continuity between Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, I think the new head coach coming in is going to be way more of a factor than people are thinking. I think Mike Zimmer had a really tight-knit group there and had a lot of things firing on all cylinders. And yes, they needed to move on. I don't think oh my gosh, I'm drawing a huge blank. Who is their head coach? I can't remember right now. Who is it? Who?
Or no, that's the Bears head coach?
Kevin O'Connell. Jesus.
Yes.
Another Sean McVay. I just don't really believe in him. I mean, you can't just pick any person from Sean McVay's tree and just him be gold like Zach Taylor and Sean McVay. So I don't know. I'm not in Kevin O'Connell. I'm not in with the Vikings this year. Lions win this game 32-22.
32-22. I like it. The twos on this one. All right. Next up, we are heading back to New York. We're facing the Jets this time. Honestly, possibly an easier team than the Giants, but nonetheless, another easy game. I guess the Jets did add some weapons. They added Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, a couple tight ends. But all in all, if Zach Wilson is not the answer, and we will know this by week 15, I'm almost positive we will know that, like, guaranteed this will be a win or loss come like week 8. Because if Zach Wilson is not putting it together, this is an easy victory. But if he's looking good, then the Lions will have their hands full. For me, I think this is an easy victory for us. It's the Jets. I want to show Robert Saleh that he screwed up picking the Jets. He should have came to Detroit, revitalized the Lions, but I'm glad he didn't. I'm happy we got our boy Dan Campbell, and I'm ready for Dan Campbell to prove that he is the alpha, tough guy, the big bad wolf in the NFL, and just really, make a statement on the Jets. So I'm going to go a big old-fashioned Lions blowout. They rarely happen, but it's going to happen this year. 34-14 Lions victory.
34-14.
Julius, let's send it on over to you. We are at Jet Stadium, so I guess factor that in. But you think we come away with a victory?
The name of this episode is The Schedule from Heaven, and that is because the Lions were blessed this year and got both New York teams on the schedule, even though I do got them losing to the first one. I don't have them losing to this one. I also am not a big fan of Zach Wilson or Robert Saleh and the way they constructed the roster, even though they're going to have some good pieces, especially on defense and on the offensive line. But I see this as an easy win for the Lions. I really do. I think we can dominate on all fronts as the roster stands right now. I think Zach Wilson is the next Blake Bortles. The Lions win this 26-10.
This is almost like the Lions' revenge game against Robert Saleh because, like, he was the Michigan boy. I mean, and it just didn't work out. But I bet it's not because of Detroit having a lack of offer to him, in my opinion. He didn't want to come here. He went to the Jets. Kind of a revenge game for Detroit. I'll list these stats off quick because we're getting towards the end here. Series is tied 7-7 against the Jets. Jets have won 4 of the last 5 games. Last game was a Jets win. Okay, hold on. How am I running this? Last Jets win versus Detroit was the opening game against
Sam Darnold's rookie year. Boy, I remember that one. Yes, this is definite revenge, man.
Quandre Diggs,
pick six, first throw, Lions Stadium going crazy.
The loudest I've ever heard Ford Field. We were going to Super Bowl. We were going to Super Bowl.
Yes, we were going to. That was it. Then literally, 15 minutes later, Sam Darnold looked like freaking the Messiah. He looked
Detroit.
Pat Mahomes. I don't understand. I thought this dude was the real deal. Holy crap! But good old Lions.
So I think we get our revenge on that. I don't think that happens again with Zach Wilson. I think the Lions come away with a big W. Second time we're going to MetLife in 5 weeks. Kind of interesting. I do like that. So I'm going to take the Lions at home with the win, though I do think it's close. 22-21 Lions.
Ooh, closer than what me and Julius had, but I'll take a victory nonetheless. Moving on to our next game. Would you look at that? Another easy game against the Panthers, who ironically could be starting Sam Darnold. By week 16, it very well could be Matt Corral, could be some quarterback not even on their team. It could be Baker Mayfield for all we know, which would be pretty funny, and I would absolutely take a Baker Mayfield Panthers matchup. So, the quarterback, that's going to be a guessing game, and that will be a big part of this team. They still have CMC, DJ Moore, and a decent defense on the Panthers. So, all in all, I think this is going to be an easy game. I will say there are some small wild card factors where the Panthers, they were sneaky good last year's start. They went 5-0, so you know they kind of have something in them. Granted, they lost like 10 straight after that, but they do have it. So they could pull out those fluky wins. I think we are not one of them. I think the Lions take this easily. I'm going to go a good old-fashioned 14-10 victory, low scoring after our big blowout against the Jets. Nick, what say you?
Yeah, all that sounds right. Carolina, few stats, leads the series 7-3. Last game, Carolina shut out the Lions in 20-20, 20-0. Jared Goff 1-0 versus Carolina. Fans voted 83% win. We should beat Carolina, but I feel like this is going to be a loss towards the end of the season. Lions are on a 3-game winning streak, according to me. 4 out of the last 5 they'd won. Just seems like a way for Detroit to lose. I'm going to give this one to Carolina, 23-9.
23-9. Boo. Do not like it. Julius, lighten the mood here. Give me an old beat down. What do we got?
I have Carolina being one of the worst teams in the league, actually.
I thought you were going to say something else. I was like, Julius, no!
I think their entire roster is in disarray. What they're working with at quarterback is the Lions. This schedule is great as far as opposing quarterbacks go. Like, we're not playing the elite of the elite other than, Aaron Rodgers, of course, twice a year. But the Lions actually got something good for where our defense is at. And I think we could take advantage of a lot of these teams, including Carolina. I'm going to go, this could be a close one, though, because it could be a trap. 13-10 Lions.
I like it. It's very similar to mine. 14-10. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Low scoring game, grind it out, get the victory, get out of Carolina and back home against the Bears, who of course suck. And even if Nick, I know you had us having a tough time against Chicago and Soldier Field week 10. Now they're coming to our home field. We get Bears, Packers to close out the season. 2 of probably the biggest games of the year. Like, honestly, these are 2 of our top 5, maybe top 3 biggest games. And it's just because in division, final 2 games of the season, these honestly, I'm confident will be for the division. I think what's going to happen is the Packers will control their own destiny, and if they beat the Lions in Week 18, then they'll clear it, take the North. But the Lions somehow could pull out, victories against the Panthers, the Bears, and then beat the Packers. I think that's how it's gonna go. But the Bears, I just don't see that happening. I think we get the victory against the Bears. So that leaves me to Week 18. We're gonna have to stay tuned, find out. Nick, give us your take on the Bears.
Wait, what's your score for the Lions?
All right.
You're too excited for Week 18.
I know I am, man. I'm geeked already. God. The Bears, though, I'm gonna go 20-10. Not, I think this is gonna be a weird game. I think it's gonna be a defensive battle where we're just gonna be put in excellent position time after time, where Fields, throws a pick, gets us into the red zone, coming off the bat, fumbles it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I just think the Lions will think and dunk their way there. 2010 victory over the Bears. So, Julius, let's head it back to you. And no, I was going to go back to you, Nick, but we're going to Julius.
Yeah, he keeps you on your toes.
I do.
Yeah, man.
A dull moment in this show.
This
folks.
game is in Detroit, correct?
Yes. We are back home.
It's in Detroit.
Last home game of the regular.
Yes, last home game. Oh, baby. Man, 3 out of our last 4 games.
What do I have the Lions record at right now?
12-3. Adam's at 12-4. I'm at 9-6.
This is preposterous, okay? But the Lions are gonna be 13-3 because they're gonna beat the Bears at home in front of a raucous Ford Field crowd, getting ready to celebrate an NFC North title. I got them beating the Bears 23-14.
Oh, I cannot wait to look back at this in December. I'm very, very excited. I hope you're so right, Julius. I hope we're crowning you as the champion.
Kool-Aid is just like it's at this point it's delicious. I can't resist.
It's popping out of your eye sockets. It's popping out your ears, bro. You are overflowing with blue Kool-Aid right now, and I love it. We need it. Our show loves it. Our fans enjoy it. Detroit Lions fans enjoy it. I'm going to keep the winning train rolling against Chicago. They got nothing when it comes to us against them in Ford Field. Detroit wins this game 35-7.
Ooh, big blowout. Love it. Love it. Like a big old butt whooping on the Bears.
Down goes Fields.
So going into Week 18, 13-3, 12-4, 10-6.
All right. Boys, I think we can. I mean, on paper, I got it chalked up. We are in Lambeau, so this is just. I'll tell you what. If the Lions were to come out, beat the Packers in Lambeau, and claim the North, this will be the downfall of the Packers. Aaron Rodgers will retire after the game in the post-game press conference. He will retire, say, I'm done with football. I've already taken my $500 million Jeopardy gig. It's over. I quit. Because this is the Lions. They'll just be in the back of Rodgers' mind all season long. He'll be thinking, no way, they suck. I won't have to worry about this. Come Week 18, he's going to be like, holy crap, I have to win this game or else I have to retire. He's going to lose this game, find himself at a retirement home. Not really, because he's going to be hosting Jeopardy. But Aaron Rodgers, I think this is going to be the downfall. This is going to be the demise of the Packers. It's going to be one of those games where everyone's just shook. Packers fans will be in just jaw-dropping awe and disarray of what's going on. Aaron Rodgers will have thrown 2 interceptions in this game, more than he did the entire season. It's going to be very similar to what happened to Rodgers when he faced the Bucs. I think it was either last season or a season ago. He threw 2 pick sixes in the game, which was like unheard of, insane. I think he threw 3 interceptions, maybe even 4 in that game. It was just probably Rodgers' worst game of his career. But I don't think it's going to be that bad for Rodgers, but we're going to see similarities. It's going to be just a weird game for the Packers. The Lions are just going to have insane momentum. We're going to be owning their crowd by halftime, and I think it's going to be a 17-14 game where the Lions we don't have control the whole game, but we have the Packers in our pocket. We know what's going on. Dan Campbell has his chess pieces out. He's getting ready to put them in checkmate, and it's going to happen come fourth quarter. Julius, tell me I'm right.
You are right, my friend. And
There
honestly,
we go, baby.
the Lions already, I mean, where they're sitting at in this way too early prediction in my world, they have a first round bye already secured. They're going to sit Jared Goff. They're going to sit TJ Hawkinson and DeAndre Swift. They're going to sit Panay
Wouldn't
Sewell,
that be
Taylor Decker,
hilarious, man?
Frank
Similar.
Ragnow. And Aiden Hutchinson is going to break the rookie sack record in this game against Aaron Rodgers. And the Lions are going to effectively, and from the bottom of my soul, one of the best days of my life, they're going to effectively end the Aaron Rodgers era in Green Bay. And I'm going to be so happy, and I'm not going to know what to do heading towards the playoffs. The Lions are going to beat the Packers in this game 19-10.
I love it. I love it. Love these weird numbers because that's how you got to beat Green Bay. You can't just, get a touchdown each time. And I hope Campbell, honestly, let me ask you this, Julius. What would you want for Green Bay? Do you want to always go for the touchdowns or are you trying to get every point as much as you can?
Well, it depends. It depends how the Green Bay offense is moving. They don't have Devontae Adams anymore, and I think that Aaron Rodgers,
if
he's
he struggles
aging
early this season, if he shows that, Adams did make a difference,
I think the Packers, honestly, are going to try to go hard with their running game this next season. They're going to try to build around that with the kid from Boston College. His name escapes me.
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon. And Aaron Jones, they're going to try to go hard with A.J. Dillon, I believe. They started to show that at the end of last season, I think. But with no Devontae Adams and no other weapons to speak of, really, I think that's what it's going to be. And I think the Lions can control that type of offense. We don't always have to take the big risk. We can score a couple touchdowns on them and play with Aaron Rodgers, get that pressure going that we also hope we have.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Adam, what was your score prediction?
I said something, but I totally already forgot what I said. So this could be interesting because I'm gonna have 2 score predictions for the Packers. So either way, it's gonna be a victory. I think it's gonna be a grit grinder. A little. I'm like what you're saying, Julius. 19-10. I'm going to go 16-13. A Riley Patterson game winner, something that Mason Crosby could not do in his wildest dreams. In fact, we're going to see 2 missed Mason Crosby field goals because that's just who he is when he plays the Lions. And it's going to come down to it. Lions are going to take the victory with a 3-point field goal. Not sure if it'll be a buzzer beater, but it'll be enough. It'll be enough for Rodgers to not be able to get his face mask, not even his jersey pulled, in which the refs will think it was a face mask, giving him another play. Even if that does happen, that'll only bump him up to like the 30, 40-yard line. He's not getting to the 50.
Real quick, boys. I want to change my prediction. Okay? I want to change my prediction for this game. Is that allowed?
Yeah.
I believe that the Lions, honestly, they're going to be going into a frozen hellhole. And like I said, they already got the first round bye and the division locked up. They might play their backup quarterback. The Lions are going to lose this game 21-7 in a frozen Lambeau.
Hey, man, if that's the case where we are playing Tim Boyle, I will – oh, my gosh, Tim Boyle revenge game. Could you imagine if he did something similar to what, freaking Matt – you guys remember when Matt Flynn came in week 17, the Lions need a win to kind of – I think it was make a playoff or get a better seed or something. It was an important game, and – dropped like 500 passing yards on the line, had like the biggest duel of like top 5 duel in NFL history of total yards by 2 quarterbacks. Stafford, I think, had 500 yards as well. It was a ridiculous game in which Matt Flynn made himself a stupid amount of money off of that game. So at least, good for him.
The game, because Russell Wilson started in front of him that same year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll finish this off by saying that the Lions will be going in here at 10-6. The Packers will be going into this game at 9-7. We'll be flexed. It will be the last game of the regular season. Winner takes the division. Green Bay wins 27-23. What a terrible way to end the show. But it's true. I will say that Green Bay wins that one 27-23. Ultimately making you boys both 13-4. Me 10-7. I got Julius having Aiden Hutchinson breaking the rookie sack record week 18. and also getting a first round bye week. That's outstanding. I hope you guys are right. I hope we're 13-4, and I cannot wait to look back at this.
I mean,
I can't wait. It's gonna be funny.
I don't know how our predictions went last year, but we definitely weren't this high. So I will say
This
that
is pure off-season boredom at its best, and it was fun as hell.
The whole year can be right here. We can all look back and look at it.
There you go.
After every game, before we go through, and before we do our weekly predictions, we're gonna be like, in the way too early predictions we had.
Julius had us winning our 12th game in a row here,
and we don't even have 4.
Yes, love it. Yes. But we will have another prediction episode come closer to the season when things are a little more clear.
Right? Probably the week before the season starts. We'll get
next week. Don't know what we're going to be getting into, but there'll be a show next week.
Let's finish the draft next week.
Yeah, we probably will.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do some draft.
Back into the draft.
Free agency talk. We'll have a good episode for you guys. Don't worry. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at Honolulu Blues _. Check us out individually on Twitter at EverydayFFB. Myself, Nick at Nick Faber NFL, and Julius at The Fifth Top. So always posting good Lions content. As always, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, whatever, give us a like, review. Any of that stuff helps out. Subscribe, whatever. But boys, until next time, I love the records, love the optimism. Nick, I'd like to see a little more, maybe get 11 wins next time, up in double digits. But, a winning season, I'll take it. It should be good enough for a wild card spot, depending on what the other NFC teams do. But all in all, boys, good episode. Go Lions, baby.
Go Lions.
Thanks for listening. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Tigers got the dub as well while we were live.
Hey, what is the Tigers? 4-0 still?
Yeah, they won.
They won 4-0. Scope had 4 ribbies.
Let's go.
Ooh,
go Tigers. Go Lions.
There we go.
Go Lions.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, eventually we can add the red